Time now for our guilty pleasures. Now tell me, Glenn, what are you feeling guilty about this week?
Well, what a dumb question. I don't feel guilty about anything.
Nothing.
There's nothing to be guilty about, but I suppose if I reveal this, then I probably should be forced back into a corner of shame.
Okay.
I'm going to dig back into the annals of canon films.
Oh, cool.
And this is one that has the stars and brothers of all of Hollywood's elite.
Right, okay.
And none of which those Hollywood elite would even dare dream of stepping foot in a film like this. So you've got stars like Eric Douglas, brother of Michael Douglas, son of Kirk Douglas. You've got Mike Norris, son of Chuck.
Son of Chuck.
Son of Chuck.
Oh, cool.
And then you've got Nick Cassavetes, who went on to direct. Went on to direct The Notebook and.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Anyway, we're talking the impeccable Delta Force 3.
Oh, Delta Force 3. I've never seen Delta Force 3.
I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan, and I have probably been a little too vocal on this over the years. You know?
I think we've spoken about this at some point, yeah.
And I just think it's a great kick-ass film, and really, it's sort of like a...
Does anyone come back for this movie?
No. Originally, Chuck Norris was slated to appear in it, but on Delta Force 2, there was a helicopter crash where 4 people died, and he didn't want to do another film.
Okay.
Interestingly, the year before that, he made Missing in Action 3.
Right, yes.
Same Braddock. Same director, which was his brother Aaron Norris.
Right, okay.
In that film, a helicopter crash killed 4 people. So 2 films in a row.
Wow.
That's 8 people died.
Yeah,
and he just didn't feel he wanted to do any more Delta Force kind of stuff. But anyway, the film went ahead with his son instead, and a whole lot of others. And it's kind of like a D-list version of... The Expendables, really.
Okay, yeah. Preceded it.
Yeah, and look, I think it's a stronger film than Delta Force 2, which I think was really dumb because that was a standalone character. There was no Delta Force there. It was just him on his own taking on drug cartel. So, number 3, it's sort of, I guess, it's a terrorist plot outline, and which is really, really eerie when you watch it with the context of 9/11 and whatnot.
Right. What year was this?
91. This is 91.
Okay.
So it's 10 years earlier.
Oh, yeah, 10 years.
Right, so, it's about just terrorists, planting bombs in, suburban cities in the United States, and they call in the Delta Force to come in and take them down, and it's as basic as that. There's not a lot of complexity to it.
Right, okay.
But it's very cool in the technology they use, and there's like a really cool scene with what's called a rattlesnake bomb. It's like a whole line full of bombs on a string.
Okay.
And they set them off, and they boom, 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 boom. But it's a really cool action sequence.
Okay, cool.
They use it in a creative way. But yeah, look, it's a film that I watched as a kid. As a kid, it was easily just number 3. It was like, as good as 1 and 2.
Of course, yeah.
You watch it back now and it's pretty shit, but it's a solid film in my heart. But the director, Sam Furstenberg, I think is how you pronounce his name, he actually went on to direct stuff like the Operation Delta Force spin-off series.
Right.
Do you ever see those?
No.
There's like 7 movies in that series.
Jesus. What, like DTV? Just sort of
stuff? The first one had like Ernie Hudson and
wow.
Like that.
That's awesome.
And that's a great film, and the first 2 or 3 are really good, and then they sort of...
Is Ernie going to be pissed off when they do like Operation Delta Force, but it's an entire female cast?
I know, probably.
Yeah,
that's right. That's Delta Fast. Which there was a movie.
There was. I watched that. Yeah, I did. That was
DJ Quayle.
That went to them. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember it coming out, and I was like, what is this? And the audience it's aimed at, are they going to remember Delta Force, let alone get a pun on a title of a movie?
I know. And, but the thing
DJ Quails.
But to give you an idea of the caliber of this filmmaker, the Sam Furstenberg, he also directed Revenge of the Ninja. He directed Ninja 3, The Domination.
Oh, wow, what a weird one.
He directed Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. He directed...
He's canon
He
alumni.
directed American Ninja, he directed American Samurai, and he directed Cyborg Cop. He is canon through and through,
he's
man.
Got canon written all over him.
That's just to name some, man.
Now, was he interviewed in Electric Boogaloo?
I don't recall. It's quite possible he was, but none of those films were mentioned.
The Ninja ones were. Yeah.
So it's quite possible he was, but... I'm guessing I just didn't pick up on the name at the time because there were so many people that
there was a lot of faces,
a lot of them you know immediately, and another lot you just sort of think, well, I should know, but I probably need to research it, and I haven't researched it since. But Delta Force 3, that's my guilty pleasure. I'm not guilty about it. It's just a fucking awesome movie.
Fair enough.
And we should watch it sometime.
Oh yeah, well, it sounds good. It sounds like I need to see it.
Yeah.
My guilty pleasure. I don't feel guilty about it at all. It's a bit weird that I like it. I hadn't watched it for about 8 years or so. But I revisited it, and I think it's a fucking really well put together film, and it stands up, and I think it's one of the best kids films of that era that came out in Well, shit, I should have probably looked that up. I think it was about 2000. And it was from DreamWorks when they were doing like films like Mouse Hunt and...
Oh, man.
This one's Paulie.
Oh,
Paulie
yeah,
with the talking, talking parrot?
Yeah, Paulie.
Paulie, man.
Someone bought that up last year or the year before. Right. An old friend of mine I haven't seen in a long time, just because I had fake shemp, she wrote to me and said, have you seen Paulie? Is it released? Blah, blah, blah. Did you know there's animal cruelty in that? I'm like, fuck off with that shit.
No.
I don't think there is.
I hope not.
How could you be cruel to a parrot?
No, not anymore. Surely they will cut down on that shit.
This ain't no
By
Milo
2000, fuck that, exactly.
Yeah.
That era's been and gone.
Alright, so tell us.
Plus, this was shot in the US, not in fucking Japan.
Correct. Tell us about it.
So, okay, Paulie is basically the story of this bird that's it's trapped in the, I guess, the basement of this sort of research facility where they use animals, for testing, and they're trying to discover the bridge between animals and humans and the language between and how we can get inside the head of an animal and whatnot. And so this janitor that's played by Tony Schwab, whatever, the guy that plays Monk.
Schwab.
Oh, Schwab. You know that guy.
Schneebly.
The dude that plays Monk. And he's in like Men in Black and many other movies. In fact, I think he's in fucking... is he in Blood Simple?
Yeah.
Oh no, there's that Dan Hedaya. I always get Dan Hedaya and him confused because they always look the same. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Paulie, this janitor befriends Paulie in the basement, and then, this guy's of Russian background, and Paulie says, he's bribed by food by the janitor, and he said, okay, I've got a long story I can tell you then. And so this janitor listens to all the tales of Paulie over however long. You don't really kind of gauge how long a period of time it is, but it must be based on the fact by the end of the movie, the little girl that Paulie starts the story with, he ends up with that little girl at the end, and she's now a grown woman, and Tony and whomever, spoiler alert, hook up. But it's all the little stories in between, and those stories have got like Jay Moore in them, they've got Cheech Marin in them, and it's just heartwarming, it's funny, it's fucking cute. It's just a family film through and through, but it's solid and it's really well shot.
I remember enjoying it. I saw it just the once, but it was good fun. It's good. Hey, this is you're talking to the guy that loves.
I knew this would be right down your alley, man.
I love Air Bud, so
and it was like I watched it on Netflix, and it came up afterward. If you enjoyed this movie, you may enjoy Air Bud. And I'm like, well, apparently,
how does it stack up against The Realm of Craw?
Much better. Oh, cool. Far better film. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
That's human cruelty, that film,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, far out, man. So.
Was Nathan Cavalieri?
Yes.
I was going to say, little guitar virtuoso. Now what the fuck is he doing?
He's still a virtuoso.
I think he's dating that midget from Big Brother.
He's doing a lot of session work, I think.
Okay. Yep. And RSL gigs? No. He's doing the RSL stuff.
He was at Rudy Hill last week, actually.
Rudy Hill Tavern. But anyway, look, Paulie, 2 thumbs up. I've given 2 thumbs up to my obscurity. And this film, it's not a bad film. It's just, I don't know if a 34-year-old man should be praising a fucking parrot film when he doesn't have kids to watch it. I watched it with the wife, and we were both... It had me in fucking tears at points, man.
I
give emotional. It hit me
hard. 2 clipped wings up. 8 talons. 8 talons.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All right.
That's beautiful.
Awesome. Well, thank you, kind sir. Let's move on to rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Dun, dun, dun.